Hello and welcome to Tonner Fest. I have been so excited about this video because I am a very nostalgic person. I love looking back and reliving some of our most iconic moments in virtual doll convention history. We launched Virtual Doll Convention in late 2018, and in 2019, we partnered with Robert Tonner for the very first time. That led us to many adventures that we have had with him over the years. Now, of course, Robert Tonner has been a doll creator for decades. He has done so much, which we are going to learn about and see. And we all know this, but with Virtual Doll Convention, my goodness, what an amazing experience that we have had getting to know him and partnering with him to put some amazing dolls out into the world. It is so much fun. So in this video, we're gonna just take a walk down memory lane and I'm gonna share some of my favorite moments. I guess you can call them my top 5 favorite moments that we have lived with our Robert Tonner so far within the context of Virtual Doll Convention. Now, we have done all kinds of wonderful things in the past at other events, but at Virtual Doll Convention, we have had a lot of fun. So to kick off our video, our first moment is one that I will never forget. It is when I visited Robert in 2019. Can you believe that? It feels like yesterday, but it was in 2019. That's pre-pandemic. That's pre me having a baby. That's pre all kinds of stuff. So Robert and I don't want to say we go back decades, but we go back a little bit. And in this video, Robert and I had just finished brunch. And I said, well, what are we going to do next? And he said, well, you know, my collection might be of interest that I have in my storage unit. And I was like, might be of interest. Okay. Well, when we went, I was expecting that he might have like 2 boxes of dolls or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but when we walked in, it was like Aladdin's cave. Like it was unbelievable. I was filming on a live video. So if I had been doing this today, believe me, we would have had a camera crew and it would have been in HD, but the footage is pretty darn good. And it continues to be one of my most watched videos on YouTube and some of the most fun we've ever had with Robert. We meander through the aisles of his secret stash and we see some of his favorite vintage dolls that are part of his personal collection. We chat about dolls. We have a conversation with him. The video is almost an hour, so of course we're not going to put all that in here, but we are going to enjoy it and relive some of my favorite highlights from this video. So away we go. We hope you enjoy Robert Tonner's secret doll stash. Okay, everybody. Robert, where are we?
We're in my storage unit, I hate to say. I mean, I love the storage unit, but you collectors will know this. You know, Midtown Kingston. Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly where. It's Midtown Kingston, and it's just a big room.
Okay. It's like as soon as I walked in, it feels like we're in Aladdin's cave. This is doll people. You're going to love this. Oh my gosh. Here we go. So you've got all kinds of things in here. Now, Robert, when I asked you if you had dolls, you said, oh, I don't have too many. Look at all this.
It's a small collection.
It's a small collection. So the first thing you see when you walk in is this person right here.
Sylvia.
And why do you have Sylvia?
Well, I originally bought her. This is a Rootstein mannequin. I love mannequins. They're just big dolls. But this is a Rootstein mannequin. They're beautifully done. And I bought her originally to use as a sculpting model because you couldn't find, live models that were,
Right.
And she's so well done that I learned a lot from her. And then we've used her over the years for displays and stuff like that. But we named her Sylvia, and she's been around for a long time.
One of her false eyelashes has fallen off. I know exactly how that goes. I've been there. Okay, so you have a Madame Alexander collection.
I do have.
Look at this Revlon. That's a very classic dress. Love her. Do you have a core vintage brand that you kind of gravitate towards?
Well, I'm probably on my 3rd lifetime collection. The first one was majorly Barbies. I had a big Barbie collection. I had antiques, believe it or not. And then I kind of slowly got rid of that, got more into artist dolls and into, odd collectibles. And then I got rid of all those. And then I moved into these, what I kind of call the pre-mass marketing of dolls when they still, put a lot of money and effort and design in. They still do, but they, in the olden days where you can make a doll that was 3 feet tall and everybody's okay with it. A lot of these are project dolls. This was a project doll. She was kind of a mess. And then this is, believe it or not, this is not an original Revlon dress.
Oh, it looks like
even
it,
with the tag.
Okay.
The tag is from a destroyed dress that, I was able to confiscate.
Well, look at all of these American character boxes. Is this what all your Revlons came in, or are there Revlons inside of these?
Well, these are Sweet Sue's. And Sweet Sue's are like, I just love the doll. Let me see if we can, and we get these little. She's
gorgeous.
Mint in box.
Oh, don't you just love the.
Yeah.
What are those?
I don't know what they, it's like a little bow that's coming out of her dress there.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Matching shoes.
Look at that. Oh, she's great.
This is, of the Sweet Sue's, this is my favorite size. This is the 24-inch. And this is, a tough dress to find. It was, beautiful sample of this.
She is beautiful. I love the polka dots and the white, the two-tone sleeves. She's fantastic. Oh, look at this sweet girl. Oh, I just love her. Look, she still has the original plastic on her headband up there. Oh, how great.
Well, this one needs a little work, but this is kind of a very rare version of this outfit.
Here's another sweet kissy. I just love the little chubby legs. They were just so, I love the sculpting. So much fun.
Rarely see this. This is from F&B. This is a Schiaparelli doll. In the early 50s, F&B was, Honey doll was dressed by Schiaparelli. So this is the box. It's the original box.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
This hat does not belong in there, but.
What a beautiful doll.
Hard plastic, 18-inch.
How amazing.
I think there were like 6 of these. Oh, here's a pretty Honey from
look at that.
The early 50s.
What a great print on that dress.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I love that.
It's his original outfit and shoes and everything.
Oh, fabulous. Let's see if we can get into those. Look at those shoes. How wonderful. Who could compete with Chrissy, though? Because she had that hair.
Yeah.
Did anybody compete with Chrissy in that wonderful magic hair?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Nobody beat Chrissy.
No.
Do you have any Chrissy dolls?
No.
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 What about Tressie?
Tressie, I do, actually, right.
Oh, there she is. Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that her original set?
It is an original outfit, yeah. And her hair's, that's never been messed with. I do have a couple of, like this is the kind of the holy grail of Tressie outfits, or at least one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it called?
American Beauty, I think. Miss American Character.
Miss American Character. And did she win a World Cup or?
A beauty
a beauty contest.
Or whatever. Yes, a beauty contest.
Awesome.
And this is the Liz doll.
Oh, look at that eye makeup.
Yes.
So she's an adult.
Yes. And a 16-inch body.
You like the 16-inch size.
Well, I like the fashion. I especially like fashion dolls that were well done, but not popular. Mm-hmm. And I think that she was well done, but just not popular.
Do you think it's because of her age?
Well, no. This was competing with Barbie, so it's supposed to represent Barbie.
She does not look like a Barbie.
No.
At all.
So here's something you may not have known is that I was called as an expert witness in the Bratz versus Barbie whole thing. And that, I got to tell you, was fun. I was in a room trying to tell something like 30 lawyers about dolls. Trying to, I had 2 hours to tell them everything I knew about dolls. So you can imagine how much fun that was. Oh, that's a Tressie, believe it or not.
There's a Tressie.
It's pre the fashion doll Tressie. They did pre-teen Tressie. That's what that is.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
We had the license to do Disney's It's a Wonderful World.
It looks like that.
Yeah, and it was supposed to look like that. And It was done by one of their artists, I believe, the head. and we just we never got it approved. So I think this is the one of a kind.
I love the twist and turn waist.
Yeah, it's on the Betsy body. The Betsy,
Okay.
We did the 30-inch Betsy McCall, so she's on that body.
How many projects have you worked on? I'm sure you couldn't even say roughly that just didn't go, that didn't get approved or go.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even had the license to do the Downton Abbey dolls, and we had sculpted 2 heads that were approved. And because the actors in the company filming, I don't know the whole story, but I guess they were fighting, and so the licenses got pulled, so we got our money back. And yeah, so things like that, so there would have been Downton Abbey.
Oh, wouldn't that have been just the absolute best? That's okay. That's all right. Wasn't that so much fun? Oh my goodness. Of course, with all of our videos that we are showing in here, if you haven't seen or want to relive or see the full length video, they are all on our YouTube channel and you can see all of them. Our next video happens to be my top video on our YouTube channel. It blows the other ones away by all. It has over 200,000 views, 214,000 views right now, and it continues to reign. It's always in my analytics, one of my top 5 videos every single month, and it has been for years. And this is when we stepped into Robert's studio, and he very casually showed us how to create a basic doll pattern for doll clothes. And so many people have commented, literally hundreds, if not thousands at this point, thanking him for sharing his knowledge and showing them such an easy and simple and easy to understand way to create a doll pattern for their clothes. My only hope is that I can visit Robert again and we can continue to create more of these pattern videos, because they have served the community in numerous ways that have just gone on and on and on. I am so thankful. So Robert, if you're watching, I want to come back and film some more of these pattern making videos, because this was just the tip of the iceberg and people love it. So take a peek at when we got to hang out with Robert on a beautiful afternoon at his studio in New York, and he showed us how to make some doll patterns. Hello, Virtual Doll Convention. We are here with Robert Tonner in his studio. Hi, Robert.
Hey.
Hi, this is so exciting to be here. Thank you for bringing us into this part of your world.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm just going to show you the process. Now, I may not finish anything, but I'll show you kind of how I think about it and how I go about it.
Oh, we'd love to learn.
Okay.
We'd love to learn.
So come over
Okay.
here. Now, let me give you the laydown of what we have. This cutting table. I have this half iron here. There's a pair of pants I need to make a hem on, but that won't be today. And we have muslin. I have paper and pen here to make notes and or to design. I have a doll body that we're going to use. This is the Ellowyne body. Some of you may know it. Scissors, pen, and very important tape, and you'll see why. Over here, we have a professional sewing machine. And then we have a marrow machine, which
Marrow?
it's called a marrow machine in the industry. Home people, home sewers probably know it as a serger. So it's an Ellowyne body. So I always, to draw something, let's give her the basic shape. So that's Ellowyne's torso. And then we'll do a full skirt. So this is a very basic sort of thing. And then what kind of neckline? Let's just do a jewel neckline.
Perfect.
And she'll need darts. And I don't know if we'll get to this, but I'll show you how I go about a sleeve, fitting a sleeve. So we'll do a long sleeve. All right. This dress won't win any awards, but it'll show you the basics of.
I already love it though.
All right. So I start with muslin. You get muslin at Joann's. You get it at any sewing store. And I usually, what you want to do is a nice square so that the grain lines are right. Then I come over to the trusty ironing board. The iron's hot, it is, and we just press it out. Now, Ellowyne has this upper torso joint, so I want to stabilize that a little bit. It's going to be too long in the side, so when she's standing, you want it like this. So you want to stabilize that by just taping it. Now you see here, I've drawn, this is, where I want from experience, I know that this is approximately where a jewel neckline should fit, where a high waist should fit, and where a regular waist should fit. You got to have a ruler, straight edge. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tape this to the body. But what I want to do is, I know that this is where my neck's going to be. So you want to clip that at the top. You want to clip that down 3/4 of an inch, doesn't matter. Come here, lay the center front on the center front of the doll body, and that at the neck, the clip at the neck. There's a couple things. What are you going to do here? Well, that's going to be your dart. We have the dart in the picture. That's going to be your dart. And what are you going to do here? There's a wrinkle here that's pulling. So to get rid of that pull, you slide through that.
I see.
See, that kind of gets rid of the pull.
So therapeutic for us to watch. It's like a cooking show, but for dolls.
Yeah.
I just get to see you cooking in your kitchen.
Oops. Okay, so a couple of things here. The skirt's going to be easy because it's just going to be a straight piece that you can just gather into it. So, you could almost stop now because you have a bodice and you put on pieces and you've got a dress. Just if it's pretty fabric, you might be done. So see, you have, if you can see the markings, you have a very clean, nice pattern. Now, I use a French curve and this sort of thing to kind of shore up the line. But basically what you need to do. Now, in real pattern making, when something's really small, you may, like darts, the goal of a pattern maker when they're making clothes for production is to get rid of all curves. So if a sewer who's making the outfit can sew a straight line, that's faster and better. But with dolls, if you want to really watch the fit, you can kind of keep the curves in. But it's harder for you to sew, even if you're making one. So I usually try to straighten everything out. And here's an example. So this is a nice straight line, but this is slightly curved. But I'm going to straighten that out. We know this point is correct, and we know this point is correct. So I would just straighten that out. It's a little tighter, a little looser. It'll work itself out when you get it into fabric. This is almost perfectly straight, so that's good. Now the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew this together real quick, and then we'll check it on the and make any adjustments on. Now the couture way of doing this is not to backstitch. I always backstitch, but couture way would be just to run the stitch off the end and then hand tie it, so you don't get any. It makes it thicker when you do it like this, but for demonstration purposes.
And it's okay.
Yes. Now let's go to your friend, the ironing board. You got to have one of these if you're sewing for dolls. It's a little mini doll sort of thing. I think you can get them, and Barbara, excuse me if I get this wrong, but I think you can get them at Dolls Park.
That's correct. Yep, you can get them at Dolls Park. That's where we got ours.
Make them, makes them, even for a muslin, you're not gonna. This isn't gonna be shown to anybody. Nobody's gonna see it, but this is the only way you can really judge if it fits. You make sure that the muslin is as precise as you can make it, and it should fit, right?
We hope so.
Yeah.
I think it will. What do you guys think? The moment of truth.
Yeah, really. Oh, look at that. I'd say that's a pretty perfect fit.
That is a perfect fit. How gorgeous. That is amazing.
Let's do the sleeve. Now sleeves, this is my own little tricky way of doing sleeves because I couldn't figure out how to do it on a doll.
We get to learn Robert's tricks.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that fits. So what I will do is I'm going to draw the center. Now, if you want to know when a person stands the shoulder, there's more curve to the shoulder here, and it's flatter on the back. So a sleeve on a person usually has more to the front, and it's a little smoother curve in the back. So that's what that is. So you can do that on a doll, but it's up to you. So I'm going to do it about a little bigger than 1/8 of an inch. I've made the stitches bigger, and I'm going to do a gathering line. Oops, better turn it on. And to do this without getting, I do it on the edge so you can, iron that, but not crease the other part of it. Oops. So I'm gonna pull this thread. Now this is what this thread is for. It's to ease in the fullness in the cap. And this thread also makes the shirring thread if you're doing a puff sleeve.
I love puff sleeves. I've never appreciated sleeves this much until now. I love, so can you add a puff sleeve at this point, even though it wasn't really planned?
Well, you can very easily add it with the pattern, on the pattern. And I think that's pretty darn good.
I think that's pretty darn good.
One of my favorite moments of all time with Robert and the virtual doll convention was when we launched Nema. It was such an exciting moment for Robert Towner. It was a very, very quick video, but Robert got on a video in his studio, comment if you remember, and he told us about Nema. We got to see her sculpt. We got to see her face. We got to see the dolls that were coming in the collection. And oh my gosh, it was so exciting. It was such a moment. We put out the video during Black History Month, which was just so incredibly perfect. And then later that year, we sold Nema out. She sold immediately. I think her basics sold completely out within around 5 to 6 minutes. We have 300 more than 300, about 320 Nema basics back for this event. So that's good for everyone who missed out on her. But we are so excited for Nema. Nema has been so much fun, and I am excited to learn more about Nema. But when Robert launched Nema with the virtual doll convention, it was such a moment. Here's the video.
First of all, happy Black History Month, and this has a lot to do with that. I'm thrilled to be introducing, in collaboration with Rachel Hoffman, Ellowyne's new friend, Nema. And Rachel will be posting pictures of her. Okay, let's take a quick look at a countersample. And a countersample is one of the first samples I received from the factory before we go into production. So I can get a look at, I've done the design and all that, and I want to get a look at all the things together. Like, the factory makes the shoes for me. I send them a design, but they have to make the shoes. So anyway, I'm looking at the whole thing complete, and I'm very happy with this one. Love her hair. She's got little wires in the braid so that they can bend and you can kind of manipulate them. Anyway, she's wearing this jumper. There's a couple of changes to her makeup and to her boots, but otherwise I think she looks pretty good. This is Nema wearing a little cocktail dress, and I love this. It's kind of a, like a pillowcase sort of shape with a bowed back, and she has a little black mini dress underneath it, a little black slip dress. Okay, I love this one. This is Nema in a gown. This fabric, in case you didn't know, this skirt fabric, I love this stuff. And then she's got this beaded one shoulder bodice, and she's got little gauntlet gloves that kind of match the bodice. And then her hair is up in kind of a, more of a dressy do. Rooted hair. Here is our Nema basic, and I kind of love her. She's got this long, kind of luxurious, wavy hair. She's wearing this little one-piece romper outfit, and she has, white sandal shoes. Not much I'm going to change on this one. I'm adding eyelashes to these dolls. The eyes get more three-dimensional that way. Anyway, that's Nema basic.
Well, we're here at Towner Fest, so that's a pretty good indication that we like Tonner dolls. We like Robert Tonner. And in this next clip, this one was super fun because we joined Robert in his office in New York, where he shows us some of his favorite Ellowyne Wild dolls that he has created over the years. He has created hundreds of Ellowyne Wild dolls with their fashions, but these are a couple of the dolls that are in his office, which he said means he really likes them. So in this video, you're going to hear from Robert about some of his favorite Ello dolls, as he calls her, and I hope you love it.
Hey, welcome. Robert Tonner here. I'm coming to you today from inside my studio. I want to welcome you to the Virtual Doll Convention. It looks like it's going to be an incredible time. As always, Rachel Hoffman really knows how to throw a party. When Rachel and I discussed what my program would be for the convention, we threw around some ideas. And one of the ones that really intrigued me was when she said, why don't you do a video of some of your favorite Ellowyne? Way back in the day when I had Tonner Doll Company, I did this doll called Tyler Wentworth. And Tyler Wentworth was a fashion doll who had tons of outfits, tons of friends, boyfriend, her life was pretty cushy. So when I was thinking about developing a new doll, new fashion doll, I didn't want her to have that same sort of fashion doll idealized life. I wanted her to have something a little bit darker. As you know, I came up with Ellowyne Wild. Took a long time to get the name. Her name was originally Gwendolyn Wild. So I'm going to take you through a few dolls now. This was a fun one. This was a very early Ellowyne. I think one of the first few collections, I think like the second collection. But I wanted to do something on this that was really different for Ellowyne and take that, that theme and kind of do it in a different sort of way. She has a tartan bow tie, as you can see, and then her velvet cape, her navy blue velvet cape, is lined in the tartan. Now, this would be almost impossible, unfortunately, to do now. It's using all the silk. This is an early Ellowyne that I had a lot of fun with. As you can see, she's Asian inspired, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to take pattern and texture and kind of like mix it up a little bit and throw things in there that aren't typically this geisha outfit sort of look. I have to say I was proud of this girl. This was fun to kind of come up with. I found fabrics. The way I work with Ellowyne is on my work table, I would pull out like 100 different fabrics and just see what sort of worked or what was interesting or what. This was one of those. I just started throwing things on to just see what could happen. And I love this coat. Light green lace, cotton lace dyed, and then the appliques, the lace appliques all over it. I get asked a lot about where I come up with ideas for the outfits and, it's a normal thing that designers get asked. And you kind of train yourself as a designer. You train yourself to see and look for differences and look for things, twists on classics and all that kind of stuff. It's years and years and years of, looking at clothes and stuff like this. But this one I can tell you specifically where this came from. If you remember the movie Gone with the Wind, Scarlett wore a blouse very much like this in one of the scenes. I don't even remember which one. Don't remember the scene, but I remember the blouse. I always thought that it would make a wonderful dress. So I thought, and Ellowyne is the perfect model. So I took the blouse, made it all in red. I think Scarlett's was white and burgundy or something like that. I made this all in reds and then put a ruffled skirt on it and accessorized her, and you have an Ellowyne dress. I love doing this one. Ellowyne is kind of a Lucy's 50s housewife sort of look. I know I did this for a convention. But there were a couple other dolls that kind of went with this group. Okay, here's one of my all-time favorite Ellowynes, and I'm going to tell you why. It's also, I just want to mention this, it's also one of my favorite Ellowyne hair colors, this dark auburn. Anyway, the outfit was very interesting for me. It was a design challenge to myself. Take all the knowledge that all those rules that I grew up with growing up and learning design where I did and when I did and the time period that I did and throwing them out the window and still making her look good in something that doesn't follow any of the rules. A different shade, a totally different shade that kind of clashes on the velvet jacket. All these things, I never would have allowed myself to do it if it wasn't for Ellowyne. I was asked to show my favorite Ellowynes, and this is definitely one of them. Ellowyne's had a million coats over her lifespan, but this is my absolute favorite. It's a great fabric, this weave, and it's re-embroidered with kind of a mohair-like yarn, which gives it a lot of texture. And I turned it into this kind of fit and flare silhouette. It was very unusual for Ellowyne. I hadn't done much for her like that. I can't really talk about my Ellowyne favorites without at least mentioning a couple of her friends. This is Prue, and Prue is wearing definitely a party dress. And this really says Prue to me. The two-tone hair, if you see that, we have that mauvey pink that matches her dress. And she's wearing a dress. This is interesting design-wise because the fabric she's wearing, ordinarily I never would have picked it for a doll because the scale was huge, but I was able to cut the pattern apart and place it in different ways on the dress so that it looks like it's in scale. And then, it's a fitted bodice with a full skirt. And then we just threw it over a tulle petticoat, threw some boots on her, and you've got a very Prue-looking dress. One of the things I love doing for Ellowyne are the gowns. She usually has one or two a year. They're fun because I don't try to make them like movie star sexy. I want to make them glamorous, but covered. For the most part, they're usually covered up. They've got to have fabric interest and they've got to have details. And I think that this dress covers it all. Now, this is an interesting one for the Ellowyne family. This doll I did for the Paris Fashion Doll Festival a few years ago. I was asked to do Ellowyne dressed in, could be interpreted as vintage Dior. So I had a lot of fun with this. The big flowers, re-embroidered lace, all the tulle, the lace hat, all that kind of stuff. It was kind of fun. I really love the face paint. It was classic 1950s sort of glamour girl makeup.
Okay, this is our last clip. So I have been having so much fun with you walking down memory lane, but I could never leave this one out. And this was a moment for sure when Robert came and visited our doll shop in Denver. It was a solidifying moment for me as a doll shop owner to have Robert Turner walking up our steps and spending the afternoon with us to chat dolls, to launch his new dolls, and to have the camaraderie of just being doll collectors together and enjoying the hobby of dolls. So when Robert and Harris came to visit last year, it was incredible. We got to sit and just enjoy my mother's Madame Alexander dolls that my mother spent her entire life chasing. This is my mother's store that she left to us, and we are still here doing this. And I know that she is looking down from heaven, watching right now, watching every single day, but watching when Robert came, because that was really cool. It was so cool. And I will just always be so incredibly thankful for all of the memories and all of the times and everything that we have done. But to have Robert visit was so neat. And now Robert is coming back for Tonner Fest again later this month, which we're going to have everything decked out and it's going to be so crazy. And of course we will film it for you. But when Robert came and visited last year and we chatted dolls and shared it for our Better Together event, it was a moment for me that I will never forget. So I hope you enjoy seeing a little peek at that. Hi, Robert.
Hey, Rachel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Great.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming here to Denver.
My pleasure.
It's so exciting. It's wonderful to have you here in this shop.
It's wonderful to see the shop. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
We have sent the doll collector bingo to our friends out there, and we're going to play a little bit with you.
Hi, Harris. What are you doing? We're filming. Say hi to the collectors.
That's all right, right?
Yeah. Nope, we're good.
Watching everything. All right. Love you.
All right.
Harris is so wonderful. I love Harris, and it's a thrill to have you both here.
Oh,
it's wonderful. Injured yourself to save a doll.
No, that hasn't happened.
That hasn't happened yet?
No.
Traveled out of state to pick up a
Oh.
doll. Which one?
Oh, multiples. I remember I did a Betsy store display where I traveled out of state. Yeah, I mean, it's been multiples.
Sold one doll to buy another.
No, I don't do that.
Well,
I sell, but I would keep them too.
It's funny because I was showing Robert my mom's dolls up front, and my mom would buy a doll, but if she found a nicer version, she'd sell that one and buy the nicer one. And you said you do the same, but you just keep them all.
Right, exactly.
I like that.
Exactly.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 prizes.
Wow.
But you can actually have as many of the prizes as you want from our prize vault.
Ah.
So if you want them all, you can have them.
Oh, okay.
It's time to reveal our prize vault.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da!
Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. It's all these Tonys. Oh, jeez.
We have been storing up Tonys for you.
Oh, my
And when
word.
I say they're yours, Robert, they are yours. You can have every single Tony on this wall if you want them.
Okay, box them and ship them.
We will. We have that honey doll for you too.
Oh, my God. Look at this.
Pick your prices. Like I said, you can have them all, but we want to know which ones are
Which one would
which ones are popping out for Mr. Tonner here.
Actually, I mean, I love that one because
Okay, she's yours.
of the dress. And I can make that hair look great. She's a beauty, but she's a sweet Sue. May I?
Get in there, Robert.
Yeah.
These are yours.
Cute dress. Perk and boost. Beautiful. She's a sweetie. Love that dress. And I think that looks pretty original. Wow.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us in Doll Collector Bingo. This was fun.
And I love my prize wall.
Good. I'm glad. Now, this is the honey doll, which I
Ugh.
had sent to you and said, hey, I'm cleaning out. You want a honey doll? She's a big one.
Oh, she is. What a beauty. Wow. Wowee. Oh, she's gorgeous. Look at that face.
I don't think that's at all original, but
It is.
What?
Actually, it is original.
What? See? I need to do my research. It is?
Yes.
Wow. And she is in her original box. So it's okay, so then her umbrella's original.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's in amazing shape. Big doll. Wow.
A big doll. Robert, we're gonna go chat about Nema.
Okay.
And as we pass, I know that you were excited to see the Madame Alexanders that we brought in for you.
Oh my God, yeah. These are, I mean, what an amazing display.
Thank you.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. These are compositions from the mid-40s. They sold at the time between, I think it was $75 to $125. So you can imagine what they, as a new doll. So they were absolutely, I've seen a Lord and Taylor ad from New York City with these dolls in them. Beautiful, beautiful dolls. And it's in such amazing shape.
Thank you.
And the clothes are just gorgeous. Which one's my favorite? Of course, I always loved Madame Pompadour, but I've never seen the bride. I love her.
Yeah, that dress is wonderful.
It's exquisite. Unbelievable. I've never seen these dolls. These are called the mystery dolls, I believe.
The mystery ladies of fashion.
Yeah, and never seen them in this kind of shape. And I've seen some good ones, but these are just exquisite.
Robert, we have a Robert case, which we have so much fun with this case.
I am so honored. This is really amazing. This case is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. This is Charmed, I'm sure. This is in the storyline. This is where Nema meets Ellowyne, and they're both wearing the same outfit.
And how does that go over?
Well, for Ellowyne, it's fine, but Nema takes an instant dislike to Ellowyne. But I won't go any further with the story.
Are we going to find out?
But we love Nema, but yeah, we will find out, yes. The display is so wonderful, I don't want to mess it up. But what I love with, is that she has a little black, this whole kind of, a pillowcase shaped, beaded and sequined top over a little black slip dress. So you can have fun with that. And then she's got plenty of jewelry. I love the makeup on her too. She has this, a wonderful full eyelashes, the real eyelashes, and kind of a simple makeup underneath. But very, very subtle, very pretty sort of makeup and
Oh,
painting.
she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's a lot of fun.
It's really just yarn, but it looks to me like feathers.
Right.
So, you know, this big feathery ball gown thing, and it's as light. It's light as a feather. Yeah. And it's almost sheer, but it's, you know, I've used that before, and I may use it again. So
I think you should.
yeah.
Now, I wanted to show you this resin Ellowyne. We don't see too many of those. Did you enjoy doing that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. No, we were doing a resin. Yeah, it was. Yes. I always see Ellowyne as a, you know, plastic and vinyl doll.
Right.
You know, and resin. You know, I love resin. I mean, the finish you get on resin is just gorgeous. But you know, people were asking for it, so I did it. Would I do it again? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the way they look, but to me, it's the plastic and vinyl is more playable.
Yes.
You can definitely change clothes and play with the resin, but it's, yeah.
She's got a completely different look. When we pulled her out, I wasn't even sure she was an Ellowyne, which is what I absolutely love about her. And then I realized that she was.
Yes.
She's wonderful. Are we ever going to have inset eyes again?
That's definitely a possibility. I mean, I love the inset eyes. It means a new head mold, which is no problem. Yeah, could happen. Could happen.
Okay, just kidding. I have one more clip, but don't worry, it's only under a minute. This was just filmed last week when our delivery of Robert Tonner dolls, the largest delivery that we have ever had in our company history. We have 8 different dolls, showed up at our doorstep. After long last, we have been waiting for almost 3 years for Grace. We have been waiting for a year for Nema, a year for Ellowyne. They all showed up at once. And what did I do? I climbed up on a ladder and stood on top of those dolls, girl. And I had a moment. I was pretty worried about falling off, but it was worth the risk. Sometimes in life, it's just worth the risk. So I will never forget the moment of standing in front of the shop on a tower of dolls that was as high as the building and having a little dance party. You know what I'm saying? So it was really fun. So I've got to show you that clip. So I hope you enjoy it. And I also hope you enjoy the rest of Tonner Fest. So thank you for taking this peek down memory lane. And the only thing that I can hope is that we can continue as a community to keep having fun, keep creating memories. I hope that as a company, I can help keep putting dolls out into the world and get them to you so you can enjoy them and they can bring you love and joy and inspiration and warmth to the hearts of dreamers. That's what we really hope. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.